The sun was setting on yet another day in the new world. The world that had been taken over by the undead. It had been 5 years since the outbreak began, and humanity had faced its darkest days. The streets were no longer filled with bustling crowds, but instead were quiet and eerie. The buildings showed signs of decay and destruction, a reminder of the chaos that had ensued. But amidst the destruction, there was a glimmer of hope. A group of survivors had banded together and created a safe haven in the midst of the ruins. They had managed to clear out a large apartment building, and had fortified it with barricades and traps. It was now their home, their sanctuary from the dangers that lurked outside. One of the residents of this makeshift community was Sarah. She had been a nurse before the outbreak and had seen firsthand the devastation that the virus had caused. But she had also seen the resilience of the human spirit, and that was what had kept her going all these years. Sarah was in charge of the medical bay in the building. She had managed to scavenge enough medical supplies to treat minor injuries and illnesses. But the most important thing she had managed to find was a book on herbal medicine. It had been her saving grace, as it provided alternative ways to treat more serious injuries and illnesses. As the sun set, Sarah sat in her makeshift office, going through her medical supplies, and making a list of things that needed to be restocked. She had just finished when there was a knock on her door. "Come in," she called out. The door opened and in walked Eric, one of the other survivors. He had been a construction worker before the outbreak and had been the one to fortify the building. "Hey Sarah, just wanted to check in and see if you needed anything before I head out on a supply run tomorrow," he said with a smile. Sarah smiled back. "Actually, I do need a few things. I need more bandages, antibiotics, and painkillers. Oh, and we're running low on herbal remedies as well." Eric nodded and made a note of it. "I'll make sure to get everything on the list." "How's the situation in the medical bay?" "It's been pretty quiet lately. No major injuries or illnesses, thankfully. But I'm sure that won't last long," Sarah replied. Eric's face turned serious. "Yeah, we need to be prepared for anything. We've come a long way, but we can't let our guard down." Sarah nodded in agreement. The group had worked hard to create a safe and secure environment, but they were always aware that danger could still be lurking around the corner. As Eric was about to leave, Sarah remembered something. "Oh, I almost forgot. We have a new member joining us tomorrow. Her name is Lily, and she's a former botanist. She'll be a great asset to our community, especially with our dwindling supply of herbal remedies." Eric's face lit up. "That's amazing news. We could definitely use someone with her skills. I'll make sure to give her a warm welcome tomorrow." The two said their goodbyes and Eric left to finish up his tasks before it got too dark. Sarah sat back in her chair, feeling a sense of hope and optimism. The addition of Lily to their community was a sign that they were slowly but surely rebuilding their world. The next day, Lily arrived at the building. She was greeted with open arms and quickly settled in. She was given a room on the 3rd floor, which she shared with Sarah. The two women quickly bonded over their love for plants and their determination to rebuild a new world. Lily wasted no time in setting up a small garden on the rooftop of the building. She used whatever materials she could find to create a makeshift greenhouse, and soon enough, the rooftop was filled with different types of plants and herbs. Sarah was amazed by Lily's knowledge and skills. She had always been interested in herbal medicine, but Lily's expertise took it to a whole new level. The two worked together to create a fully functioning medical bay, complete with a wide variety of herbal remedies. With Lily's help, Sarah was able to treat more serious injuries and illnesses, reducing their dependency on traditional medicine. The community was thriving, and the survivors were grateful to have two such skilled individuals among them. As the months went by, the community continued to grow and prosper. They had managed to create a safe and self-sufficient environment, with Lily's garden providing them with fresh produce and herbs. The world may have been decimated by the undead, but the survivors had not given up. They had banded together and showed the world that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit could triumph. And with Sarah and Lily's skills, they were on their way to a brighter future. Yay, the end. Oh right, yeah, I have to do this stuff now. Like, comment and subscribe. And please watch my other videos and comment ideas on stories.